Well, this was supposed to just be a normal day on the internet. Okay, so Trump is back in the spotlight again. That was quick. I knew that he was going to come back eventually, but, the way he came back, kind of shocked me. I didn't think he was going to do this. But today he kind of proved populist Trump is coming back, and I have a feeling 2024, 2022, they're going to be pretty good years for our movement. Based on what Trump just said to Mitch McConnell today, this may have been the most Trump-like message or statement we've gotten from Trump since 2017. I mean, this is pure Trump, what he said today. I mean, this was absolutely just glorious. So if you don't know what happened, Donald Trump essentially just trashed the establishment Republicans, in particular Mitch McConnell. This was one of the greatest just middle fingers to the establishment Trump has given, outside of him winning. Because this gives me a feeling that he's actually going to be pushing America First candidates. And, I'll be there, making sure it's actual candidates and not Dan Crenshaw types. So let's just read what he had to say about Mitch McConnell. McConnell's dedication to business as usual, status quo policies, together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality, has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader. It'll only get worse. Oh my god, that's just for the first sentence, or couple sentences. Jesus. Oh, this is why I love Trump. I mean, if Trump was like this the entire time, he would have won outside of fraud. Let's be real here. We know our America First agenda is a winner, not McConnell's Beltway First agenda or Biden's America Slaps. Oh my god, this is just the first paragraph. Yes, I'm kind of taking some quotes, here and there out, but you get the point. I mean, we can keep going to prove my point that the Republican establishment made a big fat mistake with backstabbing Trump. I mean, let's just take a look at this. And in Mitch's Senate, over the last 2 election cycles, I single-handedly saved at least 12 Senate seats, more than 8 in the 2020 cycle alone. That is true. Now, people may say, oh, that's egotistical, or that's, Trump being a blump or something like that. But you realistically look at it. Without Trump, a lot of those candidates in 2016 wouldn't have won. I mean, Richard Burr wouldn't have won. Pat Toomey wouldn't have won. A lot of those candidates would have lost. 2018, yeah, you probably see Rick Scott get crushed. Candidates like that, they would have got absolutely just mauled in 2016 to 2018 without Donald Trump. I mean, 2020, if it wasn't for Trump, Joni Ernst may be screwed completely. And you may have just a couple other guys here and there. May have been just completely screwed if it wasn't for Trump. So these idiots in the Republican establishment don't seem to realize Trump's base is the Republican Party, right? It's 80 to 90% populist, with around 15%, those traditional Ted Cruz types, while the 5% are the Nikki Haley's of the world. We don't talk about them. They're useless. But they're trying to appeal to that 5%. It's absurd. And you could keep just reading this. I mean, this is populist Trump talking about this. And then came the Georgia disaster, where we should have won both U.S. Senate seats, but McConnell matched a Democrat offer of $2,000 stimulus checks with $600. I mean, this is pure Trump. Populist Trump is back. Right? This isn't the old-fashioned establishment Trump we thought we were going to keep forever. It isn't. This is populist Trump is back. He started to lean a little bit towards it when he pushed for the $2,000 stimulus. But this is huge, that Trump is talking about this. I mean, here is where I gotta give credit to Warnock's campaign. In Georgia. I don't like Warnock. I think he's a lunatic. I think he's just crazy. But his campaign was one of the best ran campaigns you could have. And, yeah, you got the mysterious voter fraud allegations, but let's just ignore that. Because I'm realistically looking at the data, and without fraud, Warnock still would have won. Purdue, on the other hand, may have been an off, but that's a different story. But point being is, the Republican establishment is so naive when it comes to this stuff. right? They are complete idiots with what the American people want. I mean, Warnock was pushing for solutions like, a $2,000 stimulus, healthcare, and he made fun of how freaking Loeffler was being like, oh, radical liberal Warnock, radical socialist, radical socialist, radical socialist. The entire Republican Party just became radical socialist, radical socialist. It's fine to attack people for being a radical socialist, but when that's your main campaign attack, it just becomes useless. And then you know what happened? Right? After Warnock released that ad of making fun of how pretty much Loeffler made fun of Warnock for eating pizza, essentially, Loeffler made a new ad that attacked Warnock for being a radical socialist. It's proven Warnock's point that, hey, you may not like me, but at least I offer substance. Right? This tells me that a populist candidate won in Georgia. He wasn't, I guess he is an established candidate. You actually look at his policies. He's pro-big business, essentially, with his immigration policy. But the point being is this, so is Loeffler. You give the idea of a populist candidate, they're going to win. Even in Georgia. You may say, oh, well, Democrat trends. I think that's more so to do with a populist campaign that Warnock ran at the end. I mean, if it wasn't for that, Warnock would have lost by 5-6 points. Alright? But, point being is, he ran a populist campaign at the end about the $2,000 stimulus, offering actual solutions. Even though they're garbage, they're actual solutions. While Loeffler was talking about the radical socialist. And this just proves my point that Trump has been hinting at this since late December. But this statement just completely burned up the Republican establishment. I mean, he just went after Mitch Mcconnell 99% of this. He also went after Brian Kemp, Raffensperger, alright? We know the phone call, I made fun of that. And he just exposed the Republican establishment, going after Mitch McConnell. And this is proving my point that a populist candidate can win. And it looks like Trump will be supporting populist candidates. This is huge, guys. This is the future of our movement. Supporting Trump's movement to get populist candidates involved, alright? And you could keep reading this. I mean, likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. I mean, this is Trump just completely, just absolutely wiping out Mitch McConnell in the Republican establishment. And again, I know this is kind of all over the area with like the video topic, but you get the point that Trump is going after the Republican establishment. And the Republican establishment is screwed, especially after Georgia. Because that kind of proved to a lot of people that, hey, established candidates, they don't even win in Georgia anymore. So, populist candidates are the future. And Trump completely exposed McConnell in this. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, hit the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, follow my social media in the description down below, and yes, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video, live stream, whatever. Thank you guys for watching.